Crazy Crab in the house. Star Wars is down right now. And based on some of the other movie franchises that have gone in the same direction, I don't know if it can recover. What is a movie franchise? It is, according to Wikipedia, a collection of related films in succession that share the same fictional universe. Okay, wonderful. Star Wars is an obvious example. What causes these movie franchises to exist? Well, I would say a very successful film. And the filmmakers and the people involved say, hey, that was a big hit and it has a huge fan base now, and we can make more of these movies, hence making more ching ching. And the more movies they make in a movie franchise, the more money they make, the more money they have to put into making more films. And in this process, one thing gets weaker and weaker and weaker, and that is the movies themselves. Okay, special effects are getting better, but for lack of a better word, special effects are easy. Okay, I mean, I'm not saying I can sit down at a computer and make the special effects that we see in today's movies. I cannot. But if you have the money, you pay someone or you pay a company and they sit at their computers and they make whatever special effects you want. Beautiful visuals, they get put on screen. Okay, if I want to make a movie and I want to say, hey, I want a huge dinosaur here and I want it to pick up this car and eat it and then spit out the transmission. That's exactly what they'll do, and they'll make it happen. And then people watching and say, wow, amazing, beautiful. Did I do anything? I just paid a bunch of people and told them to make it. Because if you have millions and millions and millions of dollars, you can get decent cameras, CGI experts, computer companies, and whatever else you need to make a beautiful looking movie. And by the way, a lot of celebrities who saw The Last Jedi, who have to kind of be careful with what they say because they want to stay politically correct and not get in, not offend anyone. A lot of them would say, when asked what they thought of The Last Jedi, they would use that term, beautiful. Why that adjective? Not awesome, not amazing, not wonderful movie, not even an entertaining movie. They'd say, oh yeah, I saw it. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Huh. If I went on a date with a girl and afterwards you said, so how was she? Did you like her? And I said, well, she's beautiful. Wouldn't you think, what's wrong with her? So we've seen this so many times in film franchises. I can't even explain why it's so extreme because I don't completely get it. But movie franchises get worse and worse and worse. Bad turns to horrible, turns to atrocious, turns to unwatchable. And The Last Jedi was really the first film in the Star Wars franchise that reminded me of that horrible, crap, nonsensical movie that has amazing visuals and awesome special effects, but the story and the plot and all that is just thrown in there, whatever, because they think we're too stupid to care about anything except boom, boom, explosions, yay, Star Wars. It's a scary freaking thing. Because, I mean, even the prequels, they were clearly thought out. They had a solid plot, or at least a potential plot there. More or less easy to follow, and they had the potential to be great films, and a lot of people think they are great films. And actually, the more I see The Revenge of the Sith, the more I think it is a great film. And if it weren't for the problems that piss me off about it, like the Chewie and Yoda thing and things like that, then I would actually say, yeah, that's a great film. But because of the things that piss me off personally, and that's just like a personal thing that annoys me, I don't consider it a great film. Nevertheless, those have potential. The prequels there was effort there on George Lucas's part to make great movies. But eventually, most movie franchises get to a point where that effort goes away completely. A recent example in another franchise that I don't really follow, to be honest, I'm not a fan, but it is an example, and that's the Transformers movie, 2017 film called The Last Knight. I have not seen it, but that's not important. What is are some of the reviews and the criticisms of the movie. The sites, you go to Rotten Tomatoes, the first thing you read, cacophonous, thinly plotted, boasting state-of-the-art special effects. The Last Knight is pretty much what you would expect from the fifth installment of the Transformers franchise. That's why should we expect crap with all the money and the supposed talent? But that's true. That's what we'd have to expect. That's what we've come to expect in these franchises. Peter Travers of Rolling Stone gave the film a 0-star review. He says, every time Michael Bay directs another Transformers abomination, the movies die a little. This one makes the summer's other blockbuster misfires look like masterpieces. I never seen the movie, so I'm not going to agree or disagree, but it's just mind blowing how movies can be made that get comments like this that can be that bad. So I don't want to judge or review this movie because I've never seen it, but this is an obvious trend in movie franchises. This is not the first. Films tend to get worse and worse and worse until whatever was in that first film that made the franchise popular in the first place is completely gone. And it doesn't even resemble a good movie. This happens. Have you seen Superman 4: A Quest for Peace? This is one of the worst pieces of trash ever made. But the writing was on the wall already. Superman 3 was horrible in itself. And it tried to bring comedy in the mix. And it tried to bring Richard Pryor in there. And it was heavily criticized. And even Superman 2 wasn't as good as the original. That's how it goes. Worse and worse and worse. It's expected, but it's amazing how it happens. Other franchises, Chronicles of Narnia, The Matrix. I love The Matrix. But each film is worse in that trilogy and packed with more and more special effects and less actual awesome storylines. Instead, the stories are like bloated and they get weird and all over the place as it goes along. I'm glad there was only 3 because if they made it 4 and 5 and 6, I would have been out. We also have Pirates of the Caribbean. And what happened there? In 2017, Dead Men Tell No Tales, 30% critics on Rotten Tomatoes. One review said, there are some funny scenes, but the plot is a jumble of unnecessary ideas and complications. He said it, I couldn't have said it better. Unnecessary ideas and complications. A jumble. That's the formula. We see it over and over and over and over in movie franchises. Lazier and lazier and lazier. Throw a bunch of stuff on the paper, throw it out there in the film. It's going to make money no matter what. Throw some awesome effects in there. Pay millions of dollars to this effects company so we get awesome visuals. And boom, throw it out there. Boom, boom, explosions, we're good. I'm a big fan of The Terminator. The original and Terminator 2. Right? Awesome. Bomb. What the hell happened since then? Funny thing is, I thought the most recent one with the old Arnold was actually an improvement over Terminator 3. But I think there was even another one without Arnold in there that sucked. But the direction is clear. It gets just worse and worse and worse. So why can't these franchises write more than 1 or 2 at the most good movies? And who are these people? Who are these screenwriters and directors? This is the career they chose. This is their livelihood. They don't want to spend some time on a script and make a good freaking movie? Just because they know it's going to make money? Just because the company knows it's going to make money, they don't try to get the right people and the right script that's going to be a good movie because it's going to make money anyway? So they don't care? We see this over and over and over. And I have a question. Do any of these franchises recover? Like suddenly they make a movie and everyone's like, wow, the best one since the original. I don't know. Maybe Batman or some of these new like comic book movies. I don't really know. Like what is his Spider-Man? I don't know. I've never even seen them. But they tend to, correct me if I'm wrong, they go in like a new direction. They do like reboots. They get new actors and they just do a whole new story. They just kind of use the same character. And we don't want to see that in Star Wars, I don't think. We don't want a new Luke or anything like that. Well, we're getting a new Han, but at least it's a prequel. It's not a literal reboot. It's a prequel, so everything still lines up in one storyline in the same universe. But it seems like most franchises don't recover. They just get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And the thing is, the money is there no matter what. Sad deal. The original movies made Star Wars. And since then, every film has made a bunch of money. But I don't know if making a strong movie will ever be a priority or anything close to a priority ever again, which blows my mind because it's their careers, these filmmakers. It's like that whatever they throw up there, they don't care. Money, is money that important? Yes, money is important. But is it that it's so important that if you know something's going to make money, you're just not going to put any work into it? Even if it's your career and your supposed passion, you'll just throw whatever up there? If you told me to write and record a song, and no matter how good or bad it is, I'm going to make $1 million. I promise you, I'm going to go in there and write and record the most awesome song I possibly can. But that's not how it is in Hollywood. That's not how it is in the film industry, clearly. And it's a scary thing because I'm afraid Star Wars will never recover. I've said it before. Rogue One was good, but the funny thing is, the entire plot was basically written in the scroll of the original trilogy. So you're telling me the only movie worth a crap in the Disney era, they got their plot idea from the original movie. So if you leave it up to them to come up with their own idea, we get The Last Jedi. So Disney owns Star Wars. They're going to be putting out Star Wars movies until the end of time, and they're probably going to all suck. Now that sucks. What do you guys think? Is it a wrap? Can Star Wars recover? If they fire Kathleen Kennedy, get someone else who really cares, not saying this is going to happen, but if they did that, and that person who really cares really tried his or her best to make the best movies possible, could Star Wars recover? Or is it just over because of the bigger money-making companies such as Disney? Thank you for joining me. If you have any thoughts, share it in the comments. And by the way, I know you have a freaking Facebook. I know you have a Tweety Bird account. Okay, feel free to share these and help the channel grow a little bit. If you like my stuff. If you don't like it, just write in the comments something mean or whatever. It doesn't hurt my feelings. It just helps the videos because the more comments is better for the videos. So what do y'all think? Can Star Wars recover? Maybe not back to its prime. I'm not saying Empire Strikes Back. Those days are over. Even the prequel days are over. Can we just get back on solid ground where we can see some really cool movies and be excited for the next movies? That's the question. Or is that done? Is that over forever and we're just going to be pissed off and talking crap forever? Your thoughts. Have a great day, guys. Thank you for joining me.